Ahí vamos. Pixel 6. Four. Eso es un procesador cuántico. Ahí vamos.
It began with a problem, and it was kind of a big one.
There was so much information in the world, and yet it was so
Vamos a poner los subtítulos.
So we tried to solve that problem. But along the way,
¡Ostras! Ese Google primigenio.
How to reply to all those emails. What's the best way to get from A to B? How do I get that look? Or how do I get rid of that? For this, my computer just crashed. We built that. From that came this. To stop this, we made that. The more we look, the more we find. Find a problem, build a solution.
A climate crisis. Our goal is to make the sustainable choice an easier choice.
There's someone that can't see, can't hear, really making it accessible to as broad a set of people as possible.
Okay, get ready.
You know that the starting point is uneven, but
Acabo de ver un vídeo tuyo cuando tenías el pelo largo. Tu voz era muy fuerte, te escuchas fuerte. Pero ahora, ¿qué tal se oye? Ahora se oye bien, ¿eh?
Technology has the power to make everyone's lives better.
Me llevo a los 10.000 Azacoins.
It just has to be built.
Muchísimas gracias a esos follows que están llegando. Vimeje, Videncio, Cáncer. Muchísimas gracias. Voy a ponerlos por aquí. Ahí estamos. Pues sí, esta gente deben ser empleados de Google. Está todo controlado. Bueno, y alguien de prensa. Seguramente también hayan invitado a la prensa y demás.
All right, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Yeah.
Can you hear?
After 2 years of starting many meetings on mute, I thought I should double check.
El doble check siempre es
All right,
importante.
good morning everyone and welcome. Let's
¿Me
actually
oye bien?
make that welcome back. It's so great to be back in Shoreline Amphitheater after 3 years away. To the Well, thank you for joining us, and to the thousands of developers, partners, and Googlers here with us, it's great to see all of you.
¿Ves? Hace 3 años. Que fue la última vez que lo hicieron en el Storyline. La zona donde está el Google Place donde hacen esto, está guay. O sea, esto no es de Google, aunque no sé si lo han comprado ahora. Pero esto es un anfiteatro que usan para conciertos y demás, y para exposiciones y demás. Pero está cerca de varios edificios de Google, porque Google ahí ocupa un montón. Y está también cerca el Computer History Museum. Eso está chulo. Ese sí que os recomiendo si vais que le echéis un vistazo porque mola un montón. No, la gorra con las hélices no la tengo. Esa se la dan a los Googlers de verdad. Yo no era Googler, yo era un temporal de estos. Era una chaquetita roja. Vamos a ver qué nos cuenta.
Over the last year, people used Google Search and Maps to find where they could get a COVID vaccine nearly 2 billion times. We've also expanded our flood forecasting technology to help people stay safe in the face of natural disasters. During last year's monsoon season, our flood alerts notified more than 23 million people in India and Bangladesh, and we estimate this supported the timely evacuation of hundreds of thousands of people. In Ukraine, we worked with the government to rapidly deploy air raid alerts.
Esto de las alertas, aquí en España por lo menos nunca me han salido. Pero si vas a Estados Unidos, te salen alertas en el móvil, ¿eh? En plan, no es un SMS ni es una notificación push, es una cosa ahí rara. Con Android por lo menos pasa. Y si hay algún... a veces han avisado pues de un secuestro o cosas así, cosas rarísimas.
In countries around the world, Google Translate has been a crucial tool for newcomers and residents trying to communicate with one another. We are proud of how it's helping Ukrainians find a bit of hope and connection until they are able to return home again.
Siempre presente.
Real-time translation is a testament to how knowledge and computing come together to make people's lives better. More people are using Google Translate than ever before, but we still have work to do to make it universally accessible. There is a long tail of languages that are underrepresented on the web today, and translating them is a hard technical problem. That's because translation models are usually trained with bilingual text. For example, the same phrase in both English and Spanish. However, there's not enough publicly available bilingual text for every language. So with advances in machine learning, we have developed a monolingual approach, where the model learns to translate a new language without ever seeing a direct translation of it. By collaborating with native speakers and institutions, we found these translations were of sufficient quality to be useful. Today, I'm excited to announce that we are adding 24 new languages to Google Translate.
Ojo. Ya podemos hablar en Swahili.
This includes the first indigenous language of the Americas, and together these languages are spoken by more than 300 million people. Breakthroughs like this are powering a radical shift in how we access knowledge and use computers. Yet so much of what's knowable about our world goes beyond language. It's in the physical and geospatial information around us. For more than 15 years, Google Maps has worked to create rich and useful representations of this information to help us navigate. Advances in AI are taking this work to the next level, whether it's expanding our coverage to remote areas, reimagining how to explore the world in more intuitive ways. Around the world, we have mapped around 1.6 billion buildings and over 60 million kilometers of roads today. Some remote and rural areas have previously been difficult to map due to scarcity of high-quality imagery and distinct building types and terrain. To address this, we are using computer vision to detect buildings at scale from satellite images. As a result, we have increased the number of buildings on Google Maps in Africa by 5 times since July 2020, from 60 million to nearly 300 million.
O sea, ya hacen en 3D los edificios de casi todo. De todo el mundo. Porque antes si te ibas a las capitales, sí, pero... O sea, ver el Google Maps, el Google Earth con las gafas de las Oculus, flipas. No hace falta, ya no te hace falta viajar. Los dependientes del Decathlon también saben que he hecho así. Hola, Víctor Code, ¿qué tal? Guaraní, es que anda, que no hay lenguajes por el mundo. Madre mía.
To create a new high-fidelity representation of a place. These breakthrough technologies are coming together to power a new experience in maps called immersive
view. Es como un videojuego
esto. It allows you to explore a place like never before. Let's
go
to London and take a look. What a beautiful city. Say you're planning to visit Westminster with your family. You can get into this immersive view straight from maps on your phone. And you can pan around the sides. Here's Westminster Abbey. And if you're thinking of heading to see Big Ben, you can check if there's traffic, how busy it is, and even see the weather forecast. It's London, so I'm guessing it's
interesante contenido como siempre. Bueno, hoy el contenido lo hacen otros, yo solo lo veo. Muchas gracias por pasarte. ¿Qué ha pasado? Ah, que te puedes meterte dentro de un restaurante y verlo. Como si fuera el Google Earth, pero dentro de un edificio. Ostras, yo quiero poner mi setup en Google Maps para verlo en 3D. Qué heavy, ¿no?
This feature will start rolling out in Google Maps for select cities globally this year. Another big improvement to Maps is eco-friendly routing. Launched last year, it shows you the most fuel-efficient route, giving you the choice to save money on gas and reduce carbon
Mira, eso viene bien
emissions.
para ahorrar un poquito
Eco-friendly routes have already rolled out in
gasoil.
the US and Canada, and people have used them to travel 86 billion miles, helping save an estimated
Es que eso es verdad,
500,000
porque
metric tons of
Google Maps
carbon emissions,
siempre te
the
saca
equivalent of taking 100,000
por
cars
dónde
of
tardas menos, pero a lo mejor das un
Happy to
rodeo de la
share
leche y por
that we
otro
are
lado
expanding
tardas
this
un
feature to
minuto o
more
dos más,
places,
pero es mucho
including
más
Europe later this year.
recto.
In this Berlin example,
Pero está bien que te
you
ponga
could
lo de
reduce your
la
fuel consumption
cosita
by
esta deficiente,
18%
en plan,
taking
mira,
a
por aquí
route
vas a
that
tardar
is just 3
5
minutes
minutos
slower.
más, 10
These
minutos más,
small
pero te vas a
decisions
ahorrar
have a big impact at
un
scale.
pastizal
With
en
expansion into
gasolina. La
Europe
verdad es
and
que eso
beyond,
está
we
bastante guay.
estimate carbon emission savings will double by the end of the year.
Claro, lo que había antes
And
era
we've
con
added a
fotos,
similar feature
pero
in
ahí
Google
se ve
Flights. When you
estilo
search for flights between two cities,
3D, ¿no? Se
we
ve un
also
poco
show you carbon emission estimates
diferente. A ver
alongside
qué han hecho
other
con los vuelos.
information
Yo
like
esto lo
price
uso
and
mucho
schedule,
siempre para mirar a
making
ver
it easy to choose
a
a
cuánto está
greener
el
option.
price.
These eco-friendly features in maps and flights are part of our goal to empower 1 billion people to make more sustainable choices through our products, and we are excited about the progress here.
Esto ya estaba
Beyond
porque
maps,
cuando fui
video
a
is
Barcelona
becoming
por el
an
Mobile
even
World
more
Congress,
fundamental part of how we share
bueno, yo
information,
ya sabía que iba a ir
communicate and
en
learn.
AVE, ¿no? Porque se
Often,
tarda
when you come to
casi
YouTube,
menos
you're
en
looking
comparación
for
con
a
el avión
specific
desde
moment
Madrid.
in a video, and we
Ya me
want to
salía que era la
help
opción
you
más
get
ecológica.
there faster. Last year,
Eso sí
we
que me
launched
salió.
auto-generated chapters to make it easier to jump to the part you're most interested in. This is also great for creators because it saves them
¿Qué?
time
¿Ya me
making
vais a generar
chapters.
los capítulos
We are
solo?
now applying multimodal
Maravilloso.
technology from
Anda, que no es
DeepMind.
un coñazo
It
hacer los capítulos, sobre todo en
simultaneously
vídeos
uses
largos.
text, audio, and video to
¿Ya esto se va a hacer
auto-generate
solo?
chapters with greater accuracy
Maravilla.
and speed. With this,
Pero
we
solo
now
para
have a goal
recetas,
to
¿vale
10x the number
para
of videos with auto-generated
tutoriales
chapters
de
from 8 million
Node.js?
today to
O ahí
80
ya
million over the
estamos
next year.
forzando la máquina.
Often the
A mí
fastest
no me ha
way to get a
generado
sense of a video's
ninguno,
content
que yo
is to
sepa.
read
O sea,
its
los que tienen
transcript. So
capítulos
we
en
are also
YouTube
using
los he
speech
tenido que poner
recognition
yo
models
a
to
manubrio.
transcribe videos. Video transcripts are now available to
Lo de
all
los
Android and
subtítulos sí.
iOS users.
Yo soy
Next up, we
Carlos,
are bringing
¿cómo era?
auto-translated captions on YouTube to
Azaustre.
mobile, which means viewers can now auto-translate video
Google
captions
Copilot.
in 16 languages, and creators can grow their
Sí, pero en
global
este no me lo
audience.
estás autotraduciendo en
We'll
tiempo
also
real.
be expanding
Yo creía que estaba la opción
auto-translated
por aquí, pero
captions
no.
to Ukrainian YouTube content next
Aquí,
month.
clic. Uy, no, ¿qué he hecho? ¿Qué he hecho? ¿Qué he hecho? Live. Live.
Part of our larger effort
Uy.
to increase access to accurate information about
Click
the war.
for settings. ¿Dónde están las settings? Aquí, settings.
Just as we are
Subtitles.
using AI to improve features in YouTube,
No, no me lo.
we are
Como son
building it into our
autogenerados
workspace
en tiempo
products
real,
to
no
help
me
people be
deja
more
mostrarlos
efficient.
traducidos.
Whether you work for a small business or a large institution, chances are
Se puede en los
spend a
vídeos que
lot
ya
of
están
time reading
grabados, eso
documents.
sí.
Maybe
Si
you
es un
felt
vídeo
a wave
grabado,
of
ya pues
panic
ya ha
when you
pasado ahí
realized you have a
el
25-page
machine learning que
document
tenga
to
que
read
pasar
ahead of a meeting
y,
that starts in 5
y ahí
minutes.
sí funciona.
At
Esto ya
Google,
lo
whenever I
presentaron
get a long
también el
document
año
or
pasado,
email, I look for a TLDR at the top.
que era
TLDR is
como
short for
hacer, era
too
una
long,
especie de
in vain.
Notion en Google Docs.
And it got us thinking, wouldn't life be better if more things had a TLDR? That's why we have introduced automated summarization for Google Docs.
¿Cómo? Hostia, ¿te resume un documento tochísimo? No me lo puedo creer.
Using one of our machine learning models, Google Docs will automatically parse and pull out the main points. This marks a big leap forward for natural
¿Y te hace
language
libros?
processing.
Digo, quiero hacer
It
libro de
requires
React. ¿Le doy a
understanding of
un
long
botón y me lo
passages,
hace?
information compression, and
Yo quiero
language
eso.
generation, which used to be outside of the capabilities of even the best machine learning models. And
Lo que sí que
docs are
funciona bien
only
es
the
a
beginning.
hablarle. Si
We
tú
are
le hablas al
launching
Google Docs, él va
summarization for
escribiendo y
other
lo hace
products in
bastante bien.
Workspace.
Lo que pasa que,
It'll
claro,
come
un
to
libro
Google Chat
técnico
in the
pues no lo
next
puedes
few months,
hacer hablado,
providing a
porque el
helpful
código lo
digest
tienes
of chat
que,
conversations.
te
So you can
tienes
jump right
que
back
picar
into a
ahí.
group chat or look back at the key highlights. What's for lunch? What's for lunch is definitely a highlight in my opinion. We are working to bring transcription and summarization to Google Meet as well, so you can catch up on some of the most important meetings you missed. Of course, there are many moments where you
¿De una reunión de
really
Google
want to
Meet
be
te
in a
saca
virtual
todo
room with
la
someone,
transcripción?
and that's why we continue
¿Ha
to
dicho eso?
improve audio and video quality inspired by Project Starline, which we introduced at I/O last
Eso es
year.
buenísimo.
We've been testing it across Google offices to get feedback and improve the technology for the future. And in the process, we've learned some things that we can apply right now to Google Meet. Starline inspired machine learning-powered image processing to automatically improve your image quality on Google Meet. And it works on all types of devices, so you look your best wherever you are.
¿Pero eso es una persona o es un avatar metaversiano?
We're also bringing studio quality virtual lighting to Meet. You can adjust the light position and brightness so you'll still be visible in a dark room or sitting in front of a window. We are testing this feature to ensure everyone looks like their true selves, continuing the work we have done with real tone on the Pixel phones on the Monk scale, which we will tell you about in just a moment. These are just some of the ways AI is improving our products, making them more helpful, more accessible, and delivering innovative new features for everyone. Now I'll turn it over to Prabhakar to share the progress we are making on our original and most important product, Google Search.
Google Search. Claro, recordemos, aquí para la gente que sea joven, Google era un buscador, ¿eh? Era un buscador, había Yahoo, había Altavista, había cosas, y estaba Google también.
People's quest for knowledge often starts.
Te dicen hace 20 años que Google es esto.
Over time, we worked hard to understand the trillions of questions that people ask us every year.
Gente tan
to
joven
deliver
como
the
nosotros,
most
por supuesto.
helpful information possible. But the way people search for information shouldn't be constrained to typing keywords in a search box. It's human nature to gain knowledge through multiple senses and inputs as we go about our day. For instance, if I hear a bird chirping
Terra,
outside the window,
el chat de Terra
I
mítico.
might point to it and ask my wife, what kind of bird is
Yo me
that?
acuerdo de Google. Claro, yo creo que usaba el de Yahoo.
And while it's a huge challenge for computers
No sé si
to
había
understand
algún otro,
information,
pero yo creo que el que más usaba era Yahoo, ¿no? Y claro, antes todos los buscadores estaban llenos de publicidad, de noticias. El buscador era una parte, ¿no? Y recuerdo un amigo que me dijo, hay una página que se llama google.com y está muy bien, pues busca bastante rápido y es muy limpita. Dije, pues me gusta, la voy a usar. Mira qué cosas. Un disco de Terra para tener internet. La Encarta de Microsoft era el internet de antes. Ahí estaba internet.
When Google started, our breakthrough was in understanding text-based queries.
Sigo teniendo, sí, yo también tengo la misma cuenta de Gmail desde que se inventó Gmail, que me lo dieron por invitación. Y usaba la cuenta de Gmail para entrar en Messenger, en el MSN Messenger. Que tenías que tener una cuenta Passport o no sé qué tenías que hacer. Yo lo hice para... En vez de usar Hotmail, usaba Gmail. Era como, ¿qué pasa? Yo no uso Hotmail para entrar en Messenger, uso Gmail. Veremos la Encarta 2022, yo la compraba. Sí, a todo el mundo entró por invitación. No se sabe quién fue el primera que recibió el primer Gmail, pero sí. Y Google Plus igual. Google Plus, esa mítica red social maravillosa, también era por invitación.
Right from your search bar. Lens is now used over 8 billion times a month, which is nearly triple last year. Now, we're redefining Google Search yet again. We're combining our understanding of information across multiple modes.
Entre médico de familia y Terra,
more naturally than ever before.
Estamos para arrastre.
Just last month, we launched Multi-Search. One of our most significant updates to search. In the Google app, you can now search by taking a photo and asking a question at the same time. can snap a pic of a spill-proof water bottle.
Quiero esa camiseta, pero en
and ask for
verde.
one with rainbows on it to brighten your kid's day.
Eso con arcoiris.
Or in my case, I was able to take a photo of my leaky faucet and order the part to fix it. The funny thing is, I still don't know what that part is called.
Mola.
But this is just the beginning of what we can do with multi-search. Later this year, we'll add a new way to search for local information with multi-search near me. Just take a picture or long press one you see online and add near me to find what you need from the millions of local businesses we serve in Google. Near me will work on multi-search for everything from apparel to home goods to my personal favorite, food and local restaurants. So, let's say I spot a tasty-looking dish online. I don't know what's in it or what it's called, but it's making me hungry. With this new capability, I can quickly identify that it's japchae, a Korean dish, find
Hago
nearby
una foto a unos huevos
restaurants,
fritos y digo, near me. Y me dice aquí en el bar de Pepe te hacemos unos buenos huevos fritos.
While this all seems
This is
simple
fine.
enough, here's what's happening under the hood. Google's multimodal understanding recognizes the visual intricacies of the dish and combines it with an understanding of my
Madre
intent,
mía.
that I'm looking for local restaurants that serve japchae. It then scans millions of images and reviews posted on web pages from our active community of Maps contributors.
¿Veis? Hacer fotos de Instagram a la comida pues tiene su lógica ahora.
Will be available globally later this year in English and will come to more languages over time.
El español algún día. Primero en inglés y el español ya sí eso otro día.
Today, this technology recognizes objects captured within a single frame. But sometimes you might want information about a whole scene in front of you. In the future, with an advancement we're calling scene exploration, you'll be able to use multi-search to pan your camera and ask a question and instantly glean insights about multiple objects in a wider scene. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're trying to pick out the perfect candy bar for your friend who's a bit of a chocolate connoisseur. You know they like dark chocolate and have an aversion to nuts, and of course you want to get them something good. If you went to the store today to find the best nut-free dark chocolate, you'd be standing in the aisle for a while. You'd look at each bar, figure out which type of chocolate it is, whether it's nut-free, compare and contrast the options, and maybe even look up reviews online. But thanks to scene exploration, you'll be able to scan the entire shelf with your camera.
Haces una foto a todo y te dice cuáles son los... No jodas. Te vas a la FNAC, haces ahí una foto a los libros y te dice cuáles... qué mejor reviews tiene.
Try doing that with just keywords. Here's how it works.
Hombre, está bien, sobre todo si está en un idioma que no conoces. Te vas a la India y entras en una tienda con algo así y no te enteras de lo que hay. O en China. Bueno, en China no sé si funcionaría esto.
It taps into the richness of the web and Google's knowledge graph to surface the most helpful results. In this case, which bars are nut-free, dark chocolate, and highly rated. Scene exploration is a powerful breakthrough in our device's ability to understand the world the way we do. And it gives us a superpower, the ability to see relevant information overlaid in the context of the world around us. You could imagine using this in a pharmacy to find a scent-free moisturizer, or at your local corner store to find a Black-owned wine label to support. This is like having a supercharged Control F for the world around you.
Control F.
Looking further out, this technology could be used beyond everyday needs to help address societal challenges like supporting conservationists in identifying plant species that need protection, or helping disaster relief workers quickly sort through donations in times of need. From multi-search near me to scene exploration, the advancements we've talked about today are in service of our broader vision to make search even more natural and helpful. So you can search your whole world asking questions anyway and anywhere. To deliver on this promise, Google needs to serve billions of people's diverse information needs. And it's critical that they see themselves reflected in our products. Building for everyone is a core value at Google. You might recall at I/O last year, we announced RealTone, a multi-year initiative to build more equitable camera and imagery experiences on Pixel 6.
Pixel 6 a tope. La verdad es que los Pixels son muy buenos móviles, ¿eh? Yo he tenido el 3 y el 1.
We are now expanding our commitment to skin tone equity across Google products. We partnered with Harvard professor Dr. Ellis Monk, who spent the past decade researching the impact of race, ethnicity, and skin tone on social inequality. And his research and expertise are shaping how we approach inclusivity in our products.
La gente está emocionada y la ha cortado.
Before I hand it over to my colleague Annie to tell you more about the work we're doing in this space, let's hear from Dr. Monk himself.
Oftentimes when it comes down to representation, I'm amongst the darkest that you would find in media, when I know that there are much darker folks, even of different races.
Color biases and colorism are really a global phenomenon. The reality is life chances, opportunities, all of these things were very much tied to your phenotypical makeup.
It's facts. I feel like ever since I was a kid, if you were dark, you were not considered pretty.
From a really young age, I did feel a really strong sense of responsibility to dig more deeply into issues of colorism. So for the last 10 years, I've been working on issues of racial inequality. And I developed a 10-point skin tone scale with the goal of making sure that everyone across the skin tone continuum feels represented.
Do you feel like right now it's easy to find your skin tone?
When we type beauty tutorial, if we only see white women, just ties into the bigger picture of not being represented.
We can weed out these biases in our technology from a really early stage and make sure that the technologies that we have work equally well across all skin tones. I think this is just a huge step forward.
Being represented is a right. If the internet truly is for everyone, then everyone should be represented.
There is great potential for the tech industry to adopt the scale because the world is a better place when technology works equally well for everyone.
At Google, we build products for the world. Billions of people with varied backgrounds and experiences rely on our products every day. As Dr. Monk mentioned, skin tone is one of many important dimensions that shapes people's identity and experiences, and we all deserve to feel seen and validated. Today, we're excited to share how we're starting to use the Monk Skin Tone Scale to build more inclusive products across Google. Developed by Dr. Monk, the scale adds a critical step to our product development and testing to ensure the technology powering our features works well for everyone. Our research has shown that more people in the US find the Monk scale to more accurately reflect their skin tone compared to the current industry standard. This was especially true for people with darker skin tones. We're testing the scale globally and in different product settings, and we'll continue to improve it to reflect people everywhere. At Google, we've started using the Monk scale to help improve how we understand and represent skin tone in products like photos and search. Every day, millions of people search the web, expecting to see images that match the diversity of the world around them. We've started to roll out improvements to images in Google search to show a range of skin tone diversity so that people from all kinds of backgrounds can find more relevant results. And for makeup queries like everyday eyeshadow and bridal makeup looks, users will have a new way to filter by relevant skin tones to find more helpful results. I can't tell you the number of times that complementary shades...
Yo no me maquillo mucho, pero lo veo útil, la verdad.
I can't tell you the number of times complementary shades for my skin tone haven't been available. And so I'm personally thrilled to be able to easily filter for images that I can relate to. Building on our work with Realtone, we're also using the Monk scale to improve imagery experiences.
No sabía esto de la escala esta del
And later
Dr.
this
Monk,
month, we'll be launching new Realtone filters
pero está,
that were designed to work well
muy bien.
across skin tones and evaluated using the Monk scale. These filters were crafted by a diverse range of renowned image makers who are celebrated for beautiful and accurate depictions of their subjects. With Realtone filters, you can apply the beauty and authenticity of professional editing to your own photos with just a few taps.
Oh.
Building more inclusive experiences is a long-term commitment, one that involves close collaboration with brands, publishers, and researchers. And that's why we're pleased to announce that today we are open sourcing the Monk Skin Tone Scale so anyone can use it as a more representative skin tone guide. In research and in product development. By open sourcing the scale, our goal is to improve it over time in partnership with the industry. In the coming months, we'll also be developing a standardized way to label content for images on Google Search. Creators, brands, and publishers
no, la verdad es que el Google Fotos tiene herramientas muy guapas, para estilizar la foto y tal. Funciona muy bien.
All of this is part of our ongoing commitment to ensuring that the web is as representative as our world. And now, let's check in with our watch party in Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. Ah, eso es los iOS 10 de este. Oye, pues creo que en Madrid estaban montando uno. Jogo bonito. Cheers and applause.
Thanks, Annie and team, for such inspiring work, and hola, Sao Paulo.
Hola, ¿qué pasa, amigos?
So far today, we have talked about how we are advancing access to knowledge as part of our mission, from better language translation to improved search experiences across images and video, to richer explorations of the world using maps.
GG.
Now we are going to focus on how we make that knowledge even more accessible through computing.
Cloud computing, vamos allá, vamos a la chicha.
Is an exciting one. Every shift from desktop to the web, to mobile, to wearables, and ambient computing has made knowledge more useful in our daily lives. As helpful as our devices are, we've had to work pretty hard to adapt to them. I've always thought computers should be adapting to people, not the other way around. So we continue to push ourselves to make progress here. To share more about how we are making computing more natural and intuitive with the Google Assistant, here's Sissy.
Low effort, eso es. Cuanto menos effort, mejor. Bienvenido.
Thanks, Sundar. It's amazing how quickly voice is becoming such a common way to access computing. Every month, over 700 million people around the world get everyday tasks done with their assistant. They can just say, "Hey Google," to get help on the go, in their homes, and even in the car. But these interactions are still not as natural as they could be. First, you should be able to easily initiate conversations with your assistant. So today, we're introducing 2 new options so you don't have to say, "Hey Google," every time.
Anda, a ver qué hay que decir ahora. Aloha Mora. What's up?
First is a new feature for Nest Hub Max called Look and Talk, which is beginning to roll out today. You can simply look directly at your device and
Pero ese
ask for what you
vale
need.
para ese que es de...
Like when you make eye contact
que
to
tiene
start a
cámara.
conversation with another
Te
person.
acercas y te ve y ya puedes
Once you
hablar.
opt in, Look and Talk is
Pero al
designed
altavoz-
to activate when both face match and voice match recognize
Yo tengo
it's
el
you.
altavoz, yo no tengo ese.
And video from these interactions is processed entirely on device, so it isn't shared with Google or anyone else. Let me turn the camera back on and show you how it works.
The mic and camera are back on.
Walking into the kitchen to start a weekend with my family, I can simply look over and ask, show me some beaches in Santa Cruz.
I found a few beaches near Santa Cruz.
La bici me gusta, la bici mola. Y la lámpara esa, bueno, es de decoración, no creo que ilumine mucho.
Pretty cool, right?
Guillermo Rodas tiene unas cuantas ahí en el
How
setup.
long does it take to get to that first one?
Las
By car,
Teresitas.
the trip to Natural Bridges State Beach is
Hola
51
Manu, ¿qué tal?
minutes.
Acabo de comprar el anterior, debí esperar. Hombre, yo creo que si tienes este... Es que este, ¿cómo se llama? El Nest Hub, ¿no? Yo creo que se actualiza el firmware y ya te valdría. Yo es que tengo el altavocillo. Tengo el grande, el primero que sacaron, que parecía un jarrón, que ese me lo dieron en el Google I.O. que fui. Que fue de las últimas veces que daban cosas. Antes, con la entrada era cara, pero te asegurabas que te daban algo que cubría un poco el precio de la entrada. Pero el Google Home ese en aquel momento creo que costaba $100. No cubría gastos. Víctor Code, hay algo raro, no encuentro tu Discord. Clica ahí en el enlace que sale y si ya tienes la cuenta, si ya te has registrado, se te abrirá y ya está. Y si no, pues te creará una cuenta nueva. El altavoz está muy guay. Si lo vinculas con Netflix y YouTube ya está vinculado por defecto, está guay para poner cosas rápido. Con los niños es una maravilla, no tienes que andar buscando en el móvil y nadie dice, Google, ponme tal. Te lo pone y arreando. Yo tengo el altavoz pequeñín porque me lo dieron con la Stadia. A ver si hablan algo de Stadia. Yo hace un montón que lo uso, la Stadia.
All right, check this out. Turn off the living room light.
Mira, ahí tienes la luz, Coco. Era una
That was
luz
so easy. I just
nesteable.
said what I wanted. Designed with privacy in mind, you choose which quick phrases are enabled for your Nest Hub Max. So, those are two ways that it's getting
Tu bot no me
easier to
deja.
start talking to the assistant. We're also improving how the assistant understands you by being more responsive
No
as you
debería.
just speak naturally. If you listen closely, people's conversations are full of ums, pauses, and corrections.
Es raro eso.
But that doesn't get in the way of understanding each other.
Para la música, sí, yo también lo usaba con Spotify, también funciona guay, pero tienes que tener Spotify de pago, me parece. Yo hace ya tiempo que no tengo el de pago. Me fui quitando de suscripciones porque si no se me iba el vino en catas. Lo que no sé si funciona, que en su momento me pareció curioso, creo que todavía no está. Si tienes películas compradas en Google Play, sí, luego está la presentación de developer, pero esa no la voy a poder ver aquí porque es más tarde. Empezará a las 8:30, 9 de la noche. Pero muchísimas gracias por su Prime de 6 meses por aquí, don Manu. Pues eso, que las películas que tengas compradas en Google Play, que creo que ya ha desaparecido y ahora es YouTube. Bueno, ahora si está unida a YouTube quizá no haya ese error. Pero no podías ponerlas directamente con el Google Home. Solo funcionaba con Netflix y ya está. Y con Google Play no. Me parecía increíble que no estuviera la aplicación adaptada para el Assistant. Pero bueno, es lo que tienen las empresas grandes, que a veces no están tan conectadas como parece. Tienen de todo. Saben, pueden hacerte un clon metaversal ya, con lo que oyen, ven y huelen. Le falta oler. Sí, se lo pasa pipa.
and just relax and talk.
Conmigo debe estar un poco rayada, ¿no? Porque igual que te busco un vídeo de Node.js, te busco Peppa Pig. Debe estar flipando. Ya no sabe qué sugerirme. Peppa Pig JS. La patrulla canina en React. Si tienes el YouTube Premium ya podías. Lo tuve 3 meses porque me lo daban con... Creo que con el Stadia me daban 3 meses de premium. Pero no, yo creo que todavía no merece mucho la pena el YouTube Premium. Tiene cosillas majas, como que puedes tener un vídeo en background sin necesidad de tener el YouTube abierto. No tienes anuncios. Creo que te puedes descargar vídeos también. Yo tengo un Echo Show y tengo tapada la cámara. El audio me da más igual, pero que me grabe mientras me cambio me da mal rollo ya. Carlos Tate y el Carlos Redding, sí. Y el Carlos estresado también.
And we feel a deep responsibility to get it right. And to make progress, we need people to experience the technology and provide feedback. We open Lambda up to thousands of Googlers.
Lambda, hombre, Alfredo Lambda.
Testing it and seeing what it was capable
¿Qué nos trae Alfredo Lambda?
This yielded significant quality improvements and led to a reduction in inaccurate or offensive responses. That's why we have made AI Test Kitchen. It's a new way to explore AI features with a broader audience. Inside the AI Test Kitchen, there are a few different experiences. Each is meant to give you a sense of what it might be like to have Lambda in your hands and use it for things you care about. The first is called Imagine It. This demo tests if the model can take a creative idea you give it and generate imaginative and relevant descriptions. These are not products, they are quick sketches that allow us to explore what Lambda can do with you. As you see, the user interfaces are very simple. Say you're writing a story and you need some inspirational ideas. Maybe one of your characters is exploring the deep ocean. You can ask what that might feel like. Here Lambda describes a scene in the Mariana Trench.
Esto es como...
It even generates follow-up questions for you on the fly.
¿Cómo se llama esto? De OpenAI, ¿no? Que te genera textos.
Remember, we didn't hand program the model for specific topics like submarines or bioluminescence. It synthesized these concepts from its training data.
Esto hará algún videíto
That's why you can ask about
seguramente.
almost any topic. Saturn's rings, or
Imagina
even
que estoy
imagine
en los anillos de
being on a
Saturno.
planet made of ice cream.
Luego aparece el Doctor Strange por ahí.
Staying on topic is a challenge for language models. Say you're building a learning experience. You want it to be open-ended enough to allow people to explore where curiosity takes them, but stay safely on topic. Our second demo tests how Lambda does with that. In this demo, we have primed the model to focus
Don
on the
Abeledo, ¿qué
topic
tal?
of dogs.
Muy buenas tardes.
It again starts by
Nada,
generating
hombre.
a question to spark
Todavía no.
conversation.
Ahora están empezando a sacar
Have you ever
cosas
wondered why dogs love to play fetch so
majas.
much? And if you ask a follow-up question, you get an answer with some relevant details. It's interesting.
Este Lambda me recuerda un poco a la peli de Her.
It might have something to do with the sense of smell
Que tengas ahí
and
conversaciones profundas con
you can take the
el sistema
conversation
operativo.
any way you want. Maybe you're
te
curious
enamores
about
de él.
how smell works and you just want to dive deeper. You'll get a unique response for that too. No matter what you ask, it'll try to keep the conversation on the topic of dogs. If I start asking about cricket, which I probably would, the model brings the topic back to dogs in a fun way. I do think dogs would... Now, the challenge of staying on topic is a tricky one. It's an important area of research for building useful applications with language models. And this last demo is my favorite, so we're going to do it live. Let me turn it over to Josh.
A ver. Pero esto no han dicho todavía si está disponible o cómo se accede a esto,
learned
¿no?
a lot on this project, and this will be the first ever live demo of Lambda from stage. Are you all ready to see how it works?
Vamos. Espera, a ver, te voy a mover un poco porque si no, no vamos a verlo bien. Ahí.
I'm going to open up this demo called List It. Now, List It explores if Lambda can take a complex goal or topic and break it down into
Ostras, para
relevant
estimar tareas, qué
subtasks.
bueno.
It can help me figure out what I'm
Quiero
trying
hacer
to
un
do
clon de
and
Twitter
generate
y que te
useful
diga, bueno, pues
ideas
primero
I
haces
might not have
esto,
thought
luego
of.
haces lo otro.
If you love to-do lists
Eso
like
sí,
I
¿no?
do, this is a dream come true. I'm going to tap
Ya no tenemos
Start,
que estimar.
and this is a project I've been thinking a lot about lately. Plant a vegetable garden. I'll send this off to Lambda, and there it is. On the fly,
Esto hay que probarlo, tío. Aquí hay que darle
steps,
chicha.
broken it down into this
Aquí hay que
list
meterle
of
cosas de las
subtasks.
nuestras, a ver qué
I
dice.
can see things like make a list of what I want to grow, the location. I can also
Meterle ahí un ticket de Jira y que te lo subdivida. Ahí es donde se prueba de verdad la inteligencia artificial. Habla con jardineros o amigos que tengan jardines.
Like tomatoes or lettuce or garlic. We'll keep garlic out of it this time.
Quiero saber el 20% de lo que sabe el señor Azaustre sobre Minecraft. ¿Cuánto tiempo? Yo creo que en un par de meses ya sabe más que yo. Ya ahora estoy un poco perdido en Minecraft. No sé si ha salido una nueva versión o no. Eso es fácil. Veo dolor y lágrimas de muchos jefecillos. Ya no, se acabaron los Product Managers. Los Product Managers están muertos. Un artículo sobre otra cosa. Oye, pues nada. A ver si nos dice cuándo sale esto o cómo se usa. Espero que no esté solo para pixels. Entonces, nos están obligando ahí a... Quiero irme a otra ciudad. Te explica ahí los pasos. Tiene... mola. Pero esto creo que... Bueno, no es exactamente esto, pero lo de generar textos y tal ya lo hacía... Es que no sé cómo se llama, el de OpenAI.
That's why we are inviting feedback in the app so people can help report problems. And we'll be doing all of this work in accordance with our AI principles. Our process will be iterative, opening up access over the coming months and carefully assessing feedback with a broad range of stakeholders, from AI researchers and social scientists to human rights experts. We'll incorporate this feedback into future versions of Lambda and share our findings as we go. Over time, we intend to continue adding other emerging areas of AI.
Este muchacho de lentes me parece conocido. Ah, mira, Gecko AI Test Kitchen. Venga, vamos a meternos ahí. Todos dentro. Todos dentro. Ya lo tengo. Lo paso por el chat.
It's our largest model to date and trained on 540 billion parameters. PaLM demonstrates breakthrough performance on many natural language processing tasks, such as generating code from text,
no pone...
answering a math word problem,
Abriremos IT Chicken a pequeños grupos de gente gradualmente. Supongo que quien sea expert en Machine Learning o en algo de esto de Google les darán acceso antes, claro. Pero aquí no hay... Estoy mirando la web y no hay sitio donde ocultarse. Esto algún día llegará. Algún día llegará a nuestra vida y acabará con nosotros. Hermosura. ¿Y qué os parece el diseño que está utilizando Google para todo lo de Google I.O.? Es así entre retro y moderno, ¿no? Así con las líneas, los colores así pastel. Es el nuevo material.
It actually answers correctly and it even shows its work. Chain of thought prompting increases accuracy by a large margin. This leads to state-of-the-art performance across several reasoning benchmarks, including math word problems. And we can do it all without ever changing how the model is trained.
Sí, está guay. A mí todos los diseños estos que saca Google así para... Sobre todo se ven mucho en esto, en el Google I.O. es donde más lo muestran y luego te cambian todas las portadas de YouTube y todo así. Me gusta. Aires a IRC. Sí, pero sin nadie detrás.
Let me show you an example in which we can help answer questions in a language like Bengali, spoken by 250 million people. Just like before, we prompt the model with 2 examples of questions in Bengali, with both Bengali and English answers. That's it. Now we can start asking questions in Bengali. What's the national song of Bangladesh? The answer, by the way, is Amar Shonar Bangla, and Palm got it right too. This is not that surprising because you would expect that content to exist in Bengali. But you can also try something that is less likely to have related information in Bengali, such as what are popular pizza toppings in New York City?
Pizza toppings
and the model
in New
again
York.
answers correctly in Bengali. Though it probably just stirred up a debate amongst New Yorkers about how correct
La pizzería de
the answer really
Spider-Man.
is.
Ahí fui yo,
What
la
is so
pizzería de
impressive
Spider-Man.
is Palm has
Pedirme
never seen parallel sentences between
una
Bengali
porción
and
de
English.
pizza que era como una
It was
pizza
never
familiar de
explicitly
aquí en
taught to
España.
answer
Solo la porción.
questions or translate at all. The model brought all of its capabilities together to answer questions correctly in Bengali. And we can extend the technique to more languages and other complex tasks.
Palm.
We are so optimistic about the potential for language models. One day we hope we can answer questions on more topics in any language you speak, making knowledge even more accessible in search and across all of Google.
Skynet is here.
All the advances we have shared today are possible only because of our continued innovation in our infrastructure. Recently, we announced plans to invest $9.5 billion in data centers and offices across the U.S. One of our state-of-the-art data centers is in Mays County, Oklahoma. I'm excited to announce that there we are launching the world's largest publicly available machine learning hub for all our Google Cloud customers. This machine learning hub has 8 cloud
Skynet, amigos.
pods, custom built
Nos lo
on
están
the same
presentando.
networking infrastructure that powers Google's largest neural models. They provide nearly 9 exaflops of computing power in aggregate, bringing our customers an unprecedented ability to run complex models and workloads. We hope this will fuel innovation across many fields, from medicine to logistics, sustainability, and more. And speaking of sustainability, this hub is already operating at 90% carbon-free energy.
Solar, me imagino. Habrá placas solares ahí para...
This is helping us make progress on our goal to become the first major company to operate all our data centers and campuses globally on 24/7 carbon-free energy by 2030.
Hostia. Quieren en 2030 que sea carbon free 24/7, que no esté al 90, sino que no necesite nada de combustible fósil, que no haya que ir a Saturno, a la luna de Titán.
Our custom system on a chip was an important step in this direction. It's already running on Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro and brings our AI capabilities, including the best speech recognition we've ever deployed, right to your phone. It's also a big step forward in making those devices more secure.
Ya no es XL. Antes era Pixel tal y Pixel tal XL. Ahora es Pixel Pro.
Directly on device so that it's private to you. To share more about how we are making computing safer with Google, let me turn it over to Jen.
Vamos a ver qué cositas mobiles nos sacan.
Every day, people turn to our products for help in moments big and small. Core to making this possible is protecting your private information every step of the way. Even as technology grows increasingly complex, we keep more people safe online than anyone else in the world, with products that are secure by default, private by design, and put you in control. Today, I'm proud to share with you our latest advancements that make every day safer with Google. widespread cyber attacks like Colonial Pipeline and the recent Log4j vulnerability threaten to put people's private information at risk, disrupt critical services like energy grids and telecommunications networks, and weaken global democracies. To prevent future attacks, we're raising the bar for the entire industry by pioneering advanced cybersecurity technology, alerting others to security risks within their own systems, and open sourcing solutions that make the whole internet safer. Specialized teams like Threat Analysis Group and Project Zero counter serious threat actors and detect vulnerabilities across the internet. Last year, our Threat Analysis Group detected that over 40,000 users were being targeted by government-backed actors. We automatically alerted everyone and increased protections and blocked attacks.
Hackers.
Most recently, with the war in Ukraine, we observed a surge of distributed denial-of-service attacks against websites providing critical information, like current news and evacuation resources. We expanded our free DDoS defense program, Project Shield, to defend more than 180 Ukrainian websites, including those that belong to the Ukrainian government, news, and human rights groups. And because much of the world's technology infrastructure is dangerously outdated, we're now investing $10 billion to modernize vulnerable systems and infrastructures, secure the software supply chain, and train 100,000 Americans in digital skills, including data privacy and cybersecurity, through the Google Career Certificate Program. In addition to keeping companies and organizations safe around the world, we build advanced security into everything we make to protect individual users. In the last few years, phishing scams have risen substantially, and they're responsible for 90% of recent cyber attacks.
Hostia, últimamente hay de phishing de eso, pero para aburrir, ¿eh? Raro es el día que no tengo un SMS o un email de correos o de el BBVA o algo de esto diciéndome, métete aquí y déjame tu mandanga. Y claro, pues tú te das cuenta, pero a lo mejor tus padres no. Venga, Dyer, mucho ánimo, tío. Un abrazo.
Detecting and blocking threats at this scale every day makes our AI-powered protection second to none, and also enables our teams to identify new areas to safeguard. Which is why we're now scaling our proven phishing protections to Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. Soon, if you're working in a shared doc that contains a suspicious link, we'll automatically alert you
hay
and
phishing
take
por
you back to
Google Docs.
safety.
Eso todavía no, yo no he llegado ahí, ¿eh? Eso todavía no me ha pasado.
No matter where they occur, all phishing attempts share a single goal: to compromise your account.
Venga, Dyer, tío.
Often using it as a tool to spread the
Muchas
attack
gracias
to
por
your
todo.
network.
Por todo el apoyo que das por aquí.
Protecting your account starts with building the most advanced authentication technologies everywhere that you sign in. Cybersecurity experts say the single most important way to protect your account and help prevent
No entiendo ni madres. Ya, yo tampoco me estoy enterando mucho. Están, bueno, hablando
However, it sometimes gets a bad rap for creating extra friction.
de cosas para dar un poco más de seguridad a, pues a las webs que visitas y aparte de eso, pues a las aplicaciones. Dentro de las aplicaciones, pues tener un grado más de seguridad, porque últimamente hay mucho hacker. Y muchos habitar por ahí. Debo alguna sub. ¿Qué dices? Anda, ¿qué dices? Te meto sí.
Last year alone, we enrolled an additional 150 million accounts in two-step verification.
Con tu presencia por aquí ya es más que suficiente.
And we're optimizing the sign-in flow and account recovery experience so that we can turn on this additional layer of protection for everyone.
Acabo de volver, espero haber perdido mucho. ¿No estabas cuando han sacado lo de Lambda? Yo creo que ha sido lo más heavy, ¿no? Yo creo que han anunciado hasta ahora. Que puedas ahí hablar y hacerte amigo del sistema operativo. Tener bebés y que estos bebés crezcan como NFTs en el multiverso.
Thanks to
Me
years of
piden de todo
engineering
literal en
investment
ocasiones. Hombre,
in
yo
our
creo que
password manager, two-step verification,
el two
security
steps
keys, and most
y
recently,
si tienes una llave de esas,
we've laid the path for a future
ya es más que
without
suficiente. Pero bueno,
passwords.
lo que pone ahí, ¿no? Un futuro sin password, porque las passwords son un coñazo. Lo de la llave es una maravilla. Yo antes la tenía y creo que
And we're
tenía
now
una
leading an
USB-C,
industry-wide effort to enable
pero no sé
passwordless
dónde la
sign-in
tengo.
across every device, website,
Nada,
and
eso está guay,
application
Jaspiro. Luego
on
échatelo
any
un
platform.
vistazo aquí en el directo. O bueno,
I'm
si
really
lo
proud
subo a
of the
YouTube,
work we've
no sé
done
esto
to
qué
make
tal le
secure
gustará
authentication
a YouTube.
accessible for everyone,
Bueno, a YouTube le da
everywhere.
igual a la gente que le entre a ver el vídeo de YouTube.
As we
No
all
creo
do
que se
more and
quieran
more of our
tragar esto.
shopping online, keeping your payment information
Lo
safe
subimos
and
al
secure
secundario y
is
listo.
critically important.
Ese es el cajón
Today,
desastre.
I'm excited to announce the launch of virtual cards on Chrome and Android. Now, when you use autofill to complete your payment details at checkout, we'll replace your card number with a distinct virtual number, reducing the risk of fraud and identity
Una
theft.
virtual card.
To give more people access to a
Hola,
safer
gentes de
way to pay
YouTube, ¿cómo
online,
estáis?
we've worked closely
No olvides
with
suscribirte
Visa,
a este y al
Express,
canal principal.
Capital One, and MasterCard to roll out virtual cards starting this summer.
Pero esto de las virtual cards, no sé si estaba ya.
We're constantly
Pero eso es
monitoring
interesante
security of
porque,
your
oye, te
Google
haces una
account to
virtual
give you
card
peace of mind.
para
We're
cada
now adding
pago
a
así
safety
recurrente que
status on your
tengas.
profile picture.
Y así
So if
en el
anything
momento
needs
en
your
el que
attention, we'll let
veas
you
que te
know and then
están
guide
tocando
you
las
through
narices,
simple
pues
steps
la
to
anulas y
ensure
listo.
your account is secure. We're relentless about protecting your personal information.
Es vulnerable el
with the
two-factor
most advanced
authentication,
security in
hostia,
the world.
pues estamos apañados.
Because if it's not secure, it's not private.
Nah, a lo mejor es lo de la llavecita.
But protecting your privacy
La
requires us to
llavecita es
be
lo mejor,
equally
pero como pierdas
rigorous
la
in
llave,
building products that are private by design.
ya tienes que
And
volver
I'm
a
excited
lo
to tell you
anterior.
about our latest advancements in this area.
El dedo
Today,
mágico.
computing's no longer
Esta es la
happening
mejor
just on a
password que hay.
computer or on a phone, but across your home, in your car, on your wrist, and in the cloud. Unlocking
En
personalized,
Google es
helpful
obligatorio, o sea, en
experiences
Google yo
while
cuando estaba
protecting user
tenías que
privacy
tener la
in this increasingly complex
chubby
environment
key esa,
presents
chubby key.
new technical challenges. Building on deep research and advances in AI, hardware, and cloud computing, we've engineered a new technical
Yo cuando me
approach
quiero
we
lograr una
call
cuenta Google me brinda una
protected
pantalla de
computing.
autenticaciones sobre si soy yo.
At its
Sí, o
core,
te
protected
dice
computing is a
responde
growing
desde otro
toolkit of
dispositivo, ¿no? Y te manda al
that
móvil
transforms how, when, and where
una
data is
pantalla donde tienes
processed
que elegir el
to
número que ha
technically
salido y
ensure
tal.
the privacy and safety of your
Pero
data.
la llave es lo más... Ahí
Our
sí que
approach focuses
eres
on
tú,
three
porque
areas.
no va a haber otro con
First,
otra llave
we
que esté dando a la
minimize
vez
your
que
data
tú.
footprint. Our focus here is on shrinking the amount of personally identifiable data altogether.
Es interesante que una universidad haga eso. Hombre,
Collecting
los
less
equipos de investigación de
using
las universidades
techniques like edge
hacen
processing and
cosas.
ephemerality.
Lo que pasa que luego
If the
ya
data doesn't exist,
en lo que
it can't
es
be hacked.
llevarlo a
Second,
la docencia,
we
pues ahí van un
de-identify
poco
the data.
más
From
lento,
blurring
¿no?
and randomizing identifiable signals to adding
Giancarlo,
statistical noise, we use a
1821,
range of
muchísimas
anonymization
gracias.
techniques to strip your identity from your data,
Genial lo del
so it's
quechua
no
y
longer
aimata.
linked to you.
Aimata es otro lenguaje, madre mía.
And
Otro
third,
idioma,
we
otro
restrict access
dialecto.
through technologies like end-to-end encryption and secure enclaves. This is about making it technically impossible for anyone, including Google, to access your sensitive data.
Aymara.
This
No sé,
toolkit of
quechua
diverse
sí lo
techniques enables
conocía.
us to deploy the safest,
Debo decir que por la
smartest
marca
solution possible,
de ropa del
and
Decathlon,
often
pero
stack
sé que es
multiple
un lenguaje.
techniques to provide layered
Pero
protections.
Aymara no.
Today, protected computing enables Android to suggest the next phrase in your text while keeping your conversation completely private. It helps Pixel know when to keep your screen awake while continuously deleting ambient
Screen
signals as they're
attention.
processed. And it allows Chrome to alert you to compromised passwords without knowing a single
Bueno, eso
one.
sí te lo chiva mucho. Cuando tienes 2 o 3 contraseñas iguales en varios sitios ya te dice Google ¡eh!
Later today,
Que te
we'll hear
hackean.
more about how protected computing is enabling new ambient
Quechua,
experiences
aymara y
across your
guaraní.
Android and smart home devices while keeping your information private.
Pues mira,
In
ya
addition to
sabemos
providing helpful
algo más.
experiences, protected computing is essential to unlocking the potential of data to benefit society more broadly in a way that preserves everyone's privacy. For example, our environmental insights team is exploring how, with protected computing, we can provide local governments with
debe de quedar
de-identified,
poco.
aggregated location and movement data within their cities
Llevamos
to
una
help
hora y
reduce their
media de
carbon footprint.
directo y, bueno, 1 hora y 40
Protected computing represents our deep
y
commitment
la primera
to
media hora
innovating
era
new
de
technical solutions that make technology
de
more
charleteo.
helpful, safe, and private.
Entonces
Everywhere that computing happens.
debe de quedar
No one else is deploying such a
20
multifaceted approach
minutillos o
at
así.
our scale. And I'm excited to see all the ways our
Hombre,
teams
Pablo,
will
muy
apply
buenas de
protected
nuevo.
computing to ensure that every day you're safer with Google.
Hubo terremoto, hostia. Está el mundo loco.
At the end of the day, we believe that privacy
A ver si sacan
is
algo así que ya no se estalle la cabeza del
That's
todo.
why we continue to build powerful controls that let you choose what's right for you. To share more about the newest ways we're putting you in control of your data, let me pass it to Danielle.
Edwards, muchas gracias por ese follow.
We feel privileged that billions of people trust products like Search, Chrome, Maps, and Android to help them every day. And we work hard to earn that trust by providing tools that put you in control of your privacy and that help you control your online experience. As Jen mentioned, protecting your privacy is central to making every day safer with Google. An important way that we do this is by helping you take more control over your data, including the data used to show you ads. We never sell your personal information to anyone or use the content you store in apps like Gmail, Google Photos, or Drive for advertising purposes. We also
¿Cómo va la
never use
presentación?
sensitive information
Yo me quedo
like
con la parte
health,
esa de lo que llaman
race,
lambda.
religion,
Bueno,
or
no es
sexual
lambda, era
orientation
bueno,
for personalized ads. Period.
el sitio lo llaman
We believe that the
EI
best
Test
ads are
Kitchen.
helpful, relevant,
Y
and
ahí hablan
safe.
del modelo lambda,
So later this year,
de Alfredo
we'll
Landa,
launch
que
My
es
Ad Center to give
como
you
hablar
even more
con alguien
control
y
over the ads you
te
see
escucha y te
across
atiende.
YouTube, Search, and Discover.
Nunca venden nuestra información. Hombre, creo que no venden quién eres tú con tus comportamientos, sino venden a través de Google Ads tu comportamiento para que te salgan los anuncios relativos a lo que tú haces.
For the first time, you can choose to see more ads from the categories or brands you like. For example, I'm interested in hybrid vehicles, so I choose to see ads from
Ahí puedes
that
elegir
category.
qué tipos de anuncios quieres ver.
To see fewer ads from categories or brands you're not interested in. You'll be able to access My Ad Center through your Google account or directly from the ad. But it's not
Pero de todas
just about
formas,
managing your
eso no sé qué
data.
tal funcionará, porque tú
We
vas a
also
una
know
web
people
de un
want to have
producto,
more
de lo que sea,
control
que tenga
over their online
un píxel
presence to feel
de
safer.
remarketing de estos y
So I
luego
have a
ya te
question
van a
for
empezar
you
a
all.
salir
How
anuncios
many of you have searched for your name on Google?
de eso por todos los lados. Entonces, aunque sea que tú digas,
Okay.
no
I
quiero
do the
ver... Hombre,
occasional search for myself, and
yo creo que va un
judging
poco
by the
relacionado. Si entras en
reaction,
una
I can
web
tell
porque tú
I'm
has
not
entrado
alone in
buscando
checking
algo,
to see what others may find about me online.
es porque te interesa el tema, por
Google,
lo que sea.
while we strongly believe
vamos, no
in
sé.
open access to information, we
¿Perseus
also
o
have a deep
Pegasus?
commitment to protecting people online.
Yo soy fan de Google Ads. Me parece una forma muy acertada de conseguir posibles clientes. En realidad todos los anuncios, todas las plataformas de anuncios, al final pues eso, puedes mostrar tus anuncios a gente concreta pues con unos intereses concretos, como el que va a salir ahora de Twitch para los que no seáis suscriptores. De todas formas, si clicas, creo que en los anuncios de Google Ads, si clicas y dices no quiero ver más este anuncio, pues por lo que sea, ¿no? Porque dices, estoy harto de ver esto y no me interesa, yo creo que eso funciona bastante bien, ya no te vuelve a salir. Pero mucha gente que pone ad blockers y tal, yo eso tampoco lo veo bien. Si no, pues imagínate, si yo casi todo lo que hago gratis, lo que ingreso es por publicidad, si le quitáis la publicidad, pues se queda en nada. O sea, algún sitio hay que comer. The Great Tamory, muchas gracias por ese follow.
Google Search is built from the ground up to deliver high-quality information. This has set Google apart from day one, and it's something we relentlessly invest in. And we also give you tools to evaluate the reliability of the information you come across. One of the tools we launched last year, called About This Result, has now been used more than 1.6 billion times. This tool is available on individual search results, helping you see important context about a website before you even visit. But we want to ensure you feel in control of the information you're consuming, wherever you are online. So we're making this helpful context more accessible as you explore the web beyond search. So imagine you're researching conservation efforts, and you find yourself on an unfamiliar website of a rainforest protection organization. Before you decide to donate, you'd like to understand if it's reliable. And with just a tap, the Google app will soon surface relevant context about the website, including the site description, what they say about themselves, and what others say about them, helping you explore with confidence.
¿Cómo cuidas la batería de tu portátil? ¿Lo mantienes siempre enchufado? ¿No te preocupa que se vicie la batería? Si estoy aquí en la mesa de operaciones de la Bazcueva, lo tengo enchufado siempre, porque al final, si estoy aquí es porque estoy o haciendo directo o editando vídeo, y eso al final consume mucha energía y es mejor tenerlo enchufado. Pero luego a lo mejor por casa pues estoy en el sofá o estoy en la terraza o donde sea y ahí está desenchufado. Entonces, bueno, si se vicia la batería espero que no, espero que por lo que cuesta sea bueno. Pero yo creo que es tenerlo enchufado y desenchufado para que haga los ciclos de batería y tenerlo enchufado siempre, yo creo que no sé qué es peor. Pero sí se me descarga a veces del todo, ¿no? Hay veces que estoy con él, pues eso, en el salón o lo que sea, y espero... Londres, ostras, a ver si en Londres sale Amanda por ahí. No parece. Que conecten aquí en Andorra. Pero sí, hay veces que se me descarga del todo. No lo llevo muy a rajatabla, en plan cada mes o así, pero sí que intento también que se descargue alguna vez. ¿Para cuándo no aprendo brainfuck en directo? No, ya. Bueno, RAS es un brainfuck. Android. Bueno, aquí ahora mismo podéis ir a ver a Bryce si queréis. Que le dará más emoción. No, Madrid si sale, supongo que saldría el Google Campus, el Startup, Startup for Campus, o Campus for Startup, no sé cómo lo llaman ahora, pero vamos, que ahí están haciendo el GDG Madrid, el evento. Víctor Code, muchísimas gracias por esa suscripción 76. Muchas gracias. More moment. Está él, ¿no? Está él en directo. Sí, está ahí. Estamos ahí haciendo la batalla. La batalla. Pero a ver si... Joder, espero que no se alargue esto mucho más, porque yo creo que iba a durar hasta las 8. Sí, RAS, C y C++, sobre todo C++, te revientan bien. Yo tengo vídeos por ahí de aquí aprendiendo RAS y salía bien brainfuckeado, ¿eh?
For creating the best consumer experience. So, let's talk about what's new in Android 13 to bring all the benefits of this multi-device future to everyone.
Como ECMAScript 13, vamos a la par.
First, enabling you to do more.
¿Coincidencia? No lo creo.
With your phone at the center. Second, extending beyond the phone to all the forms of computing people love.
De nada, bro, espero que mi humilde forma de apoyo te anime a compartir cosas más geniales. Muchas gracias, hombre, claro que todo ayuda, todo ayuda. Hasta los likes. No se come de los likes, pero tu like puede hacer que otro haga like y otro vea ese like y al final pues llegue algo. Johans, bienvenido, ¿qué tal? Luigi. Darwin Ruiz 23, muchísimas gracias por ese follow. Bienvenido a la familia de Pintapis. El Pixel 6 mola, a lo que no me gusta es tanto la parte de atrás del teléfono, que tiene ahí Tiene un saliente donde la cámara que es un poco rarino. No sé por qué el automod te ha quitado esto. A C, a Pablo Rodríguez, no sé por qué lo de C no le ha gustado al automod. Llegue el Ezmarras 6. Sí, RAS yo creo que es el futuro. O sea, el sustituto de C o C++, pero ostras, es muy brainfuckeable, sí. Muy buenas CLD rojas. C++ ya tiene actualmente cosas que te facilitan hartísimo y ya no sufres casi nada en comparación de antes. Claro, todo va evolucionando. JavaScript igual. Apu314, muchísimas gracias por ese Prime. Muchas gracias. Se agradece mucho ese primecito. Recordad, amigos, si tenéis Amazon Prime, podéis dejarlo aquí, que no os cuesta nada, más de lo que ya pagáis de Amazon Prime. Y a mí pues me llega un poquito para calentar el arroz por la noche. Tenéis que vincular Amazon Prime con Twitch, eso sí, porque si no nos sale la opción de poder suscribir gratis. Te sigo desde hace ya muchos años. Sí, la verdad es que llevamos ya unos cuantos años aquí dando guerra. Pues ojalá. Ojalá, porque me ha pasado a mí ya varias veces que me voy de casa y no llevo la cartera. Y voy conduciendo y digo, hostia, que no llevo el carnet de conducir. Si me paran, me multan. O no llevo el DNI o tal. Si, joder, el día que eso pueda estar bien en el móvil, ya, ¿para qué queremos más? Vamos, que llegamos a la 100 subs. Queremos ver a Carlos en el próximo Google I.O. Si me dejan, pongo el reto. Digo, ayúdame a ir al Google I.O. 2023. Ostras, la tarjeta del coche. El Tesla, para cuando tenga el Tesla. ¡Ostras! Desarrollo útil. Menudo raideazo de lanzarotazo. Muchas gracias por ese raid de 70. ¿Qué tal estáis? Muy buenas a todos por aquí. Estamos aquí viendo el Google I.O. Si no lo conocéis, pues es la conferencia anual que hace Google y presenta aquí sus movidas de buscador, de web, de... ¡Ostras! Mira, ya lo que he dicho, el carnet de conducir ya lo puedes llevar en el móvil. Pero hasta que llegue a España, hasta que se meta Indra y quiera hacer la aplicación en serio... Te diríamos unos cuantos. No, hombre, no pasa nada. Es que no, por horarios coincidimos que yo acabo y vosotros estáis. A estas horas no suelo estar. De hecho, pues me va a costar ahí... Me va a costar la salud. Pues nada, bienvenidos a todos los que paséis por aquí. Yo soy Carlos. Hago como que programo. Y los lunes y miércoles solemos hacer directo por aquí. Los lunes suele ser algo más de desarrollo, algún curso, alguna historia. Y los miércoles es más random. Normalmente, pues eso, revisión de portfolios o hablar con la comunidad. Y hoy, pues mira, coincido que miércoles es el Google I.O., así que aquí estamos. Si lo hace Indra, saldrá mal. Ya digo Indra porque al final pues le tocará a alguno de estos. Pero sí, es lo que comentaba, que ya me ha pasado varias veces que he salido de casa sin la cartera. Porque como las tarjetas de crédito y tal, sí que las tengo en el móvil, pues voy ahí a la aventura. Pero claro, la del médico, la de conducir, el DNI y tal, pues algún día he estado conduciendo y he dicho, ostras, como esté por aquí la Guardia Civil y me pare y me diga documentación, digo, búscame en Google, busca a Carlos Azaustre y ahí te salgo. ¿Anuncia el Pixel 6a? No, ha salido un Pixel 6 y han dicho algo de 6 Pro, pero la verdad es que ahí estoy un poco perdido. Ya se puede, llevas la app de la DGT y es legal. Ah, sí, algo oí, es verdad, pues lo tengo que mirar. Tengo que mirar.
Stories like this have inspired
Yo me
us to
recuerdo
do
el canjeo de
more,
pintarse el
to make
cabello por
technology
aprendiendo Angular.
helpful when you need it the most. Later this year,
Carlos
we'll start bringing
Origins.
emergency SOS to Wear, so you can instantly
Quiero ver a
contact
Carlos
a
en
trusted
el...
friend or
Eso ya lo
family
había
member,
leído.
or call emergency services right from your watch.
Claro, que me vea en Twitch y digo, mira, ahí tienes el Two-Factor Authentication. Ahí lo tienes. Me falta que me verifiquen alguna red social y ya entonces dicen, ah, vale, pues sí, eres tú. No eres un clon. Pero todavía no tengo nada verificado. Cuando llega a los 100.000 en YouTube ya me verifican el canal de YouTube, pero de momento soy un ente.
Take cover or pull your car over. These extra seconds of warning can save lives.
Mira, lo de los terremotos, antes hablamos.
There's so many ways our phones can help us do more. Whether it's helping you securely communicate with friends, safeguarding your digital
Lo único que te falta por
identity,
llevar en el móvil es el
or
DNI.
getting you help
Sí,
in
bueno, y la
critical
tarjeta
moments.
sanitaria también.
Your phone is your most essential digital companion. And what you can do with Android gets even more exciting when we go beyond the phone. To tell you more, here's Tristan.
Lo malo de todo eso que como pierdas el móvil o te lo quiten, te joden vivo. Hombre, Diego Tristán, famoso delantero del Deportivo de La Coruña.
Along with the phone, we're working hard to ensure Android delivers a fantastic experience on all the devices that are most important to you, especially your personal devices like watches and tablets. At I/O last year, we announced some huge updates to Wear OS, including launching our joint platform with Samsung. And what a year it has been. There are now over 3
¿Tenéis
times
algún
as many
reloj
Wear OS
de
devices this year as there were last year.
con Wear
And
OS
this is just
de
the
Android?
start. Keep an eye out for new watches
El truco
from
para no perder el
Samsung,
móvil es no
Fossil,
salir de casa. Sí,
Montblanc, and
yo
more,
eso últimamente
starting this
lo voy
summer.
llevando bastante a rajatabla.
The momentum is carried on to our developer
También se puede llevar la tarjeta
We're launching
sanitaria. Ah, bueno,
great
está
app
lo de...
experiences on Wear OS
Sí, es verdad,
and
Madrid,
making
hay
the
Madrid
watch
Salud o
even
algo así,
better
es
for
verdad.
our users. Favorites like
Está todo
Spotify,
pensado.
Adidas Running, Line, and Kakao Talk have all recently
Pero yo
come
quiero
to
que
the platform,
esté en la
with
Google
many
Wallet
more
o en la
coming soon.
Apple Wallet.
With the
Yo
growing
quiero
ecosystem
nativo.
of
Yo siempre
partners,
nativo,
developers,
vanilla.
and apps,
No
Wear
quiero
OS is
frameworks.
bringing the best of Android to your wrist. And this year, there's another bigger screen that consumers are super excited
Un
about.
reloj tamaño tablet
Tablets.
van a sacar.
We are now approaching 270 million active users on large screen devices.
El Apple Wallet ya se puede. Tengo que... estoy súper
Android
desactualizado.
pioneered multiple sizes and form factors
Como
for
hago
larger
contenido de
screens,
mierda, pues me
and we
pasa
have
eso.
many
Que...
fantastic devices hitting the market, like the Samsung
Voy dejando el stream, nada.
Galaxy S8
Muchas gracias,
Ultra,
tío, por pasarte por
Lenovo
aquí
Tab
y
P12
yo
Pro,
pues
and
voy a
others
estar yo
from
creo hasta
partners
6:30.
like
6:30 no ha
Oppo and
acabado.
Xiaomi that are
Os
all
mando
being built
con
on the latest
Bryce.
Android releases. Incredibly, we can now get tablet-like experiences that can fit in your pocket. With
Sí, nos
foldables
ha ido él
delivering
también, que haya
all
acabado
of the benefits of a large screen
hasta la
device,
bolsa
with the
escrotal.
portability of a phone.
No, está
And
todavía ahí.
Android is the only way to experience it all. But
Los
there is so much
foldables,
more to do.
ahí el
So this
responsive
year,
design
we'll be working hard to make Android tablets
cobra
amazing.
un nuevo
But rather
approach.
than just telling you about all these updates, why don't I show you?
¿Tenéis algún dispositivo foldable de estos?
From the moment you power on the device, you
A
can
mí me
see
dan
the
un poco de
Android
yuyu
experience has been refined for
que
the
se
larger
parta
screen.
la pantalla ahí por el medio.
One thing I absolutely love are the changes to the notification shade. It's been expanded to let you see more at a glance and have control right at your fingertips. There's also a new app taskbar that runs along the bottom. You can see, if I go ahead and fire up Google Photos, the taskbar is still there, and it gives me easy access to all my apps when I need them. This bigger screen also makes multitasking super easy. Say I want to share a picture from my latest vacation with a friend. I can pick up the conversation.
Multitasking.
Choose a photo. Even edit it. It was pretty warm that day, as I remember it. And then drag it straight in.
Ahora, ya no hace falta ordenador, chavales. Ya podemos arrastrar
I
entre
love using these
aplicaciones.
pairs of apps to help me get things fun. In fact, if you swipe up to Overview, you can see I'm already busy planning my next vacation. Now, these OS changes don't mean much.
¿Y qué tablet
The
es
app
esa?
experiences
Una
for
de
tablets
Samsung, ¿no? Ha
aren't
dicho.
also great. So starting today, we'll be updating more than 20 Google apps to
No,
look
ser
amazing
multitasking
on
no
large
funciona.
screens and take full advantage of the extra functionality.
A mí me da
With a
yuyu
lot
que
more
cada
to
vez estemos
come.
más cerca de necesitar mochila para llevar los nuevos dispositivos. Ah, pero tú no llevas mochila.
Tablet
Ah, bueno,
version
que
of
no
YouTube
salimos de
Music
casa,
puts more
perdón,
of
que
the music you love
me
front
he
and
adelantado.
center. We've
No,
optimized Google
yo cuando
Maps
salgo
to
llevo
include rich
mochila siempre.
information at a glance to
Entre
help you
la
navigate
batería
the world
portátil
around you.
y demás.
And the updated Messages app uses a new multi-column view, so you can easily manage all your texts and quickly jump between conversations. Third-party apps look great on Android tablets too. You'll see revamped experiences coming to your favorite apps like TikTok, Zoom, Facebook, and more.
¿Qué batería portátil usas? Pues no sé, no es ninguna
To help you
marca
find these new tablet apps, we're
así
working to
conocida,
improve
pero
discovery on
tenía
Google
una
Play, along with
de
introducing a
20.000
new
miliamperios
UI
y me
that makes
compré
the
otra
most
todavía
of the
más
larger
bestia,
screen.
que tarda en cargarse un día,
As you can see,
pero
we're
te da
building
para
great
cargar el
experiences
teléfono
for
3
phones,
veces fácilmente.
watches, tablets, and everything in between. The next step
Eso para
is
viajes y
getting
tal
all these
está
devices
cuando
to
estás
play
todo el día
nice with each other.
por fuera,
So here's Lisa to
que
tell you more
no
about what we're doing to make
tienes
everything work
acceso a
better
una fuente
together.
de corriente. La necesidad básica está eso, luego el wifi y luego ya comer, dormir, pero primero batería y wifi. Eso es la base de la pirámide de
The
necesidades.
whole point of adding more devices to your life is to make it easier, richer, more convenient.
Bombillas, Dorian, hay que llevar bombillas en la mochila. Nunca sabes cuándo vas a necesitar una Philips
So let me
Hue
show you how
que se
Android
encienda
brings
cuando
your
tú digas.
devices together to be more helpful.
Gente, me retiro, pero dejo farmeando para mí.
I should be able to
Voy a subir los
enjoy
precios,
my media
Está la inflación
on whatever
subiendo
surface
mucho,
makes sense in the
No sé
moment.
quién le queda, creo que es ni
For
me hables,
example,
le queda poco
if
para
I'm
llegar.
watching a show on
Cuando
my
llegue,
tablet
sube,
and want
sube.
to move it to the TV so my husband can see it too. Or if I'm listening to music on headphones during a run and want to
Los
continue
pixel buds.
listening on my Bose speaker when I get home. Casting makes that really easy, so it should be everywhere, which is why we're working to extend casting capabilities to new partners and products, such as Chromebooks or even your car. And I want my messages to move across my devices too. Like when I'm at my desk working, my conversations should be right there on the laptop screen I'm already using. This fall, we're extending Phone Hub, so you can directly access all your phone's messaging apps on your Chromebook. Phone Hub gives you the exact app you're familiar with because it's streaming from your phone. No need to install a desktop client or keep them running in a tab that gets lost on your browser. So you can jump
Bueno,
into
eso hago con el
chats,
WhatsApp yo.
send and reply to messages, even add reactions
Con
to
el
photos from
Telegram.
your friends. And here's one of my favorite new features. Copy something on your phone and paste it on your tablet. It could be a URL, an address, or even a picture or screenshot.
Sí, es como el
It's
air,
so simple and
¿cómo se llama?
useful.
AirDrop, ¿no? Aquí en Mac. El AirDrop, sí, funciona más o menos.
And that's
igual.
how a multi-device world should work.
Está bien que
Just
haya
use
interconexión
whatever
entre cosas,
surface is most
porque
convenient for
joder.
what you want to do.
aquellos tiempos del
But my
USB
biggest
ya
pet peeve
pasaron.
is setting up all these devices in the first place. We developed FastPair to take care of that chore for you.
Siéntete afortunado, no veo Twitch nunca, pero tus directos no me los pierdo, hombre, pues
Or
muchas
remember
gracias.
where the pairing button might
Se agradece porque hay bastante variedad y
We're
mejor aquí en
continuing to
Twitch.
expand
Que
FastPair,
estés
so your
viendo esto,
phone, your
se agradece.
laptop, and your TV
Muchas gracias por el
all
apoyo, tío.
pair easily and instantaneously with your headphones and smart devices. And we want to extend this easy connectivity to all the devices in your home. That's where Matter comes in. It's an open
Matter.
industry standard launching this fall. Matter connects our Google Nest hardware along with top brands and hundreds of supported products like light bulbs,
Un estándar para
door locks,
comunicar
smart
aplicaciones,
plugs,
¿no?
and a
Parece.
lot more. It's a
Entre
big
cacharros.
list. You'll be able to quickly connect all those Matter-enabled devices in seconds.
Esto es lo
to your
bueno que
home
tiene Google, que
network,
aunque saque cosas,
Google Home,
al final lo
and
saca
your
como que
favorite
es
apps
estándar y que lo puede
using FastPair.
usar todo el mundo. Apple, en cambio, pues saca cosas y se las queda para ellos.
From helping you do more with your phone at the center, to extending computing beyond the phone, and making sure all your devices work better together. Thank you so much to our millions of developers and billions of users for making Android an incredible platform. We're excited to keep pushing it forward with you, so keep an eye out for the Android 13 beta.
Ya me dice el ordenador que sleep on. Es la hora de dormir. Esto se está alargando, yo creo que está a punto de acabar. No creo que pronuncien nada más, pero es que para mí ya es muy tarde. Entonces lo que voy a hacer es mandaros con Bryce para que sigáis viendo esto. Y muchas gracias por estar aquí. Voy a ir iniciando la raíz. No sé si al darle se va a ir directamente, así que por si acaso me despido. Pablo dice, ¿se sabe ya la fecha de JavaScript 13 o se va a ir implementando a lo largo del año? Normalmente lo aprueban como por junio, mayo, junio. Se supone que ya lo tienen que implementar los ordenadores. Ah, esto lo he visto, adiós Manny. Es el coche de McLaren. Y tiene de sponsor a Android y Chrome. No lo sabía, yo es que como la Fórmula 1 estoy un poco perdido también. Y antes de irnos vamos a ver esto. ¿Eso lo sabíais? Que estaba Android como sponsor en el coche de McLaren.
Yeah, I know. I'm new to the YouTube game. Do you think bandanas suit you?
Ey, XMXD, muchísimas gracias por ese nivel 1. Muchas gracias. Bienvenido por aquí. A ver si sale el coche. Quería que lo vierais.
Hello, Zach. Guys, shouldn't you be training or something? Oh boy.
You have broken it.
Ahí nos sacan el coche. Bueno, pues nada, os mando con Bray, ¿vale? Porque para mí ya es tardillo. Así que en las ruedas tiene el logo. Sí, se lo he visto a Adios Manny, que lo ha puesto, no sé si en Twitter o en Instagram. Así que os dejo con quién mejor para hablar de Android que el señor Bryce Moure. Os mando para allá. Muchas gracias. A ver, no, todavía no. Todavía no. Primero se está cargando la raíz. Y ahora os iréis para allá. Pues nada, un saludete y nos vemos. Chao.